start the recording now that there's a quorum.
Okay.
Anytime you want to start, Jenny.
All right, we can go ahead.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's call.
Jen.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Sandra, would you do a roll call?
She'll hit the unmute button and then
Okay, Jenny Holmes,
Yes, here.
Wendy Fields,
Here.
Aaron Gunnett,
Here.
I think everybody. Correct? Okay.
So today we are missing Rob Peterson, Chad Kissinger, and Julie Merrill.
yes, I'll just check because Julia got hold of me earlier and thought she'd be able to make it. So
Okay,
she pops in now.
okay. And then, can I get a motion to approve the agenda for the June 28th Park and Rec meeting?
This is Wendy. I motion to approve.
I second it.
Sandra, would you do a roll call on that?
Yep. Jenny,
Yes?
would you approve that as submitted? Okay, Wendy,
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Perfect.
And then on the, if we can just have people indicate if they're not within the village limits of Vicksburg on the call in.
Yep, I am outside of the village limits over on 32nd Street.
Okay. Next item, we need to approve the May 24th meeting minutes.
I motion to approve.
And I will second that.
Okay.
All right, and then Jenny, do you approve the minutes as submitted?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Aaron,
Yeah.
Wendy?
Yes.
Yep, and I do as well. Roll call vote completed.
Okay, number 5, Mr. Mallory, do we have anybody from the public on this call?
I think Julie just popped in, so I
Okay.
gotta. So Julie came in at 5:35 PM.
Okay,
So Julie should be able to speak now. No, there's no, just the panelist on right now.
Okay. It's Julianne.
Yeah, Julie's in, just needs to unmute.
Okay. Okay, we'll move on to number 6, chairperson comments. The only thing I have is I know that the Park and Rec budget went to council for approval for 21-22 budget. And Mr. Mallory, were our items approved as we had requested? And are you able to maybe speak to that?
well, it doesn't go until 7 o'clock tonight
Okay.
for approval from the council. But everything that was presented to the Parks and Rec Board was also relayed on the 21st, I think it was the 21st, it might have been June 7th, to the council. And they said to incorporate it in the budget. So I anticipate the pickleball courts, the mural out at the rec park, the signs, the sign at Sunset, Clark Park, the fundraising capital campaign effort for Oswald Park will all be in the presentation tonight. And from all indications, I believe get support.
Are you able to share that, the park plan for Oswald Park? Is that easy
I'm
accessible?
sorry, am I able to what?
To share that, the Oswald Park plan?
Yeah, it's the same. Okay, I'm here, just one quick sec.
I know it was shared at the council meeting, but I don't know that it was shared at a Park and Rec meeting yet.
Okay. My screen's kind of, does that come up for everyone?
Yeah.
So it has a common theme, gas fireplace. Basically the only thing that will remain in the park is the Christmas tree that's lit up. The time capsule and the sign will be relocated to the back of the park. You have hangout areas here, bag games, shade covers, hangout areas here. Picnic tables are the brown gathering tables. You have trellis bars, room for 20 seats on both sides, and seats back. The seats are in red here.
And I believe the words you to describe it was sort of based upon a beer garden to incorporate the social district.
Well, it's certainly it's 95 feet by 65 feet. So it's to incorporate, to make it a hangout area with goals that would extend, if you will, the seasons further into the fall and earlier into the spring by putting the, by having it have the gas fireplace for heat. But it is within the social district, yes, so. And the goal will be to, the cost of everything you see there with a 10% contingency is at $225,000.
And some of this was, wasn't wholly funded through the council, was, if I'm remembering this correctly, we were going to request some to be funded through a grant program.
Well, we're gonna try to fundraise the 225,000. Bill Adams is gonna lead the fundraising. I and Alex met again. We meet weekly. We're gonna have a meeting with MEDC, which is a component of the state of Michigan, for a patronicity matching grant of $50,000. And then we'll also submit for a $50,000 match grant with the Vicksburg Foundation in September. Our goal, if everything times out with what we have scheduled, is no later than August 15th to be able to kick off the patronicity portion. And we'd like to have all 225,000 funds secured by Labor Day, and then we would go out to bid. Construction would be sometime in the fiscal year, predictably, probably in the spring of 22. Our goal would be to complete it by May end of May of 2022.
And that is to coincide with the reopening of Main and Prairie Streets, or around that time frame.
Yeah, Main and Prairie should be open before then, but our goal is to have multiple festivals downtown. Not only celebrating our new streetscapes, but also 2022 is the 150th year the state of Michigan would recognize the village as a general law village.
The one item that I would like to visit on this, if possible, and I know I've sent an example of this before, is I believe this would be an excellent spot for a town crier sort of board where we can post like a map of the Vicksburg Village, social
Agree.
distance rules, events, long-term, and also for any of specific events such as Christmas in the Village, what those would be. It would be nice if we could find a space to put that into this park plan.
Do you mean like what type of board are you talking about?
Like, I guess you would call it like a town crier board where it has a roof and some sort of glass panel where we can change, maps and, oh gosh, you could post like, the ones I've seen many times are two-sided. One has a more, permanent item, but that can be changed, such as our walking map and our, like it'd be a map of like, where is the social district? And then the other one would be something that's dated a little often.
We can certainly bring that to the architect's attention for sure, but we're moving all towards QR codes to be able to snap a QR code. We're having a section of our website dedicated to just that type of advertisement Rolodex, if you will, along with the community information there. Just cost effective, and with the technology and everyone's smartphone being able to do it, that's the direction we're moving. But that information you're discussing is on the Q, will be on the permanent social district signs, and the temporary ones had the QR code, but we'll have a QR code with the maps and that. The additional thing, because we're going to incorporate and utilize that same QR code out at the recreational park and the disc golf, we'll have additional Rolodex of community information, community calendar, and that type of stuff.
I think QR codes are a great way to bring very up-to-date information, but it's a very active act that someone would have to undertake to look it up. So I was hoping that a board would have something more like, oh gosh, I didn't know that was coming up. Just
Yeah, it's something I can bring up to the engineers. In the overall plan, I can't sit here and promise that it'll be put
Right.
in. No, I don't want to leave that impression.
no. Are there any comments about this design?
We look at that time capsule before it's replanted. I'm pretty sure I got something in there. It's like, I think it was 1976. Boy, am I going to date myself now, but I think that's when it went in the ground. And I think we all did something back then. So,
Might defeat the purpose of the quote unquote time capsule.
it probably would, yeah.
When is the time capsule supposed to be reopened?
I think it's at the
2076.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was something.
I
that
think it
could
was
be
100 years.
Okay.
So,
I don't know if it
Yeah.
was something that could be incorporated with the 150th anniversary, but. if we-
yeah, I'm
if
pretty
we
sure I
had
was
another
about,
one.
I think I was about 9, and it was the bicentennial, and yeah, all kinds of things were done in town. But so, no, I think this drawing looks great. I'm really excited about the all of the seating that is it covers, and the options for shade, and then also with the fire feature. I mean, that will extend the season so much for usage. So I think that, you know, it doesn't matter if it's too hot or too cold, you've kind of got it covered.
And I think Julie had something to,
Just had a question. Looking at these purple circles, those are trees,
Mm-mm.
I'm assuming.
the purple circles are a shade,
Structure
right?
versus a tree.
What's a tree? The
I
only,
could-
there's the only tree left is the Christmas tree. The rest
Okay.
are, I would describe more as shrubs and bushes along the outer edge. There's a 4-foot high picket fence that comes on the back border of the district to give it not only the park, but the district a border and then a focal entry point here.
Okay, so the purple things are like umbrellas or shade
Yes.
structures of some sort? Okay,
Yes.
because they weren't labeled, I don't think. And so I wasn't clear on what they were made of.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
was told they're shade.
Things, okay.
I believe that's a better option than trees because tree roots and new sidewalks perhaps aren't a very good mix.
Okay.
Any other comments?
One went to mute, I think.
Muted.
Unmute.
There.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay, so I think we're on to member comments. Why don't we start, Aaron?
No, yeah, so I went to the Clark Park over the weekend when it wasn't raining. That dam, is there someone who watches that?
Is there someone who,
For over flooding and stuff? So when like Clark Park kind of gets like washed out because of that?
yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
just- I didn't-
when you say watch, is that,
Like for the slats, do they like take away slats when it starts to overflow into the grass?
are you talking about the dam?
Yeah,
The
The dam,
waterfall.
the dam is in a relationship with the drain commissioner of the county. So yes,
Oh.
prior to the rain, knowing it was coming, we took one board out. And I'd have to confirm if a second board came out, but 2 days before the rain, we took a board out.
okay.
But
Yeah.
but it's not connected to Clark Park. It's connected to the level of Sunset Lake. That's what motivates a board to come out is the level of Sunset Lake.
Yeah, I was just curious because I noticed it was getting high and it was kind of like next to the park, next to the playground, the stream kind of like curves around the bend. I noticed it was getting eaten out quite a bit, the bank was.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's because well, I know they had to apparently take slats out for it. So I don't know if there's a way to kind of slow that down because it's kind of losing ground on the park side because of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to, the next time we are in the park with the engineers, I'll bring it to their attention. We are going to put some drainage, I'll call them pipes in the park, but that's within the land by the play structure. And it's designed to then take that water into the creek to direct because of how low or high the water table is there. The park certainly is has a spongy feel to it at times.
Yeah,
And-
so I Yeah, I was just curious about that because there's erosion and then it is very, like, especially when you're trying to like walk through there, like even after it rains, if you don't let it dry, it's really like, you really do sink.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's just due to the high water table where it's at. So hopefully, the drainage, that we put in helps that. But it'll be a considerable project here in a couple of years when we give that park a facelift.
Yeah, no, I was just curious about it.
Yeah, no, we brought the Eagle, a representative from the state of Michigan's department, the Eagle. Trying to think environment, it used to be the DNR, now it's called Eagle, because we're looking at eventually having a path down by the creek that goes from Washington up to Prairie Street. So we were just talking about that in the drainage within the park. And part of that drainage will be assisted with the infrastructure project that's going on. The tail end of it will be down at the park. And then the other thing is just abnormal to get 6.5 to 7 inches of rain like we got, so.
I feel we
Julie?
have I think we have a few obstacles with Clark Park that needs to be part of a bigger discussion and project, and engineers and that sort involved to fix many of the different obstacles we have down in that park. Aaron, was that it?
That was it.
All right. Julie?
I went through Clark Park this morning, and I know what Aaron's talking about is the washout between the pond and the little bridge. It's really washing out. It's all new construction. It looks beautiful, but it's really washing out beyond the woodwork that they installed. It's washing out on the southwest side of that construction. And then where we put all the bushes and plantings by Speedway, there's like a gully washer
Mhm.
happening where the erosion is happening from Speedway parking lot into Clark Park. So I don't know if boulders or something to reinforce the land loss there. We'll need to do something about that. It's just kind of washing away about a foot wide by 10, 15 feet long. So
Yeah, I'll
from a
ask,
lot of rain. We had a lot of rain. So
I asked Chad to take a look at it though, Chad Skippers.
some boulders or something.
Thanks, Julie. Wendy?
Must been, everybody decided to take a walk down to Clark Park because I was down there at lunchtime today, and I saw all of those things that you just discussed. As far as where the washout is coming from the Speedway station into where we put that new stuff, I know obviously it's been an extraordinary amount of rain that we've gotten, so it's really pronounced right now. But I know that even when it's just a little bit of rain, or worse, I think honestly, one of the biggest things is when Speedway plows their snow in the winter, because it kind of all goes right in there and then it all drains down that hill too. So I don't know if there's a good fix for that, but other than that, kudos to the DPW guys. When they put that mulch down there, they did a fabulous job of putting that in there. I didn't doubt them, but I had totally planned on going down there after they did it to kind of smooth it out and, you know, really make sure it was around the plants good. And I went down there and that was already done. So, and I know what that takes, and that was a lot of work. So they did a great job. That looks so nice down there. The flowers are blooming. You know, the potential is there as those continue to fill in. It's just, it really looks nice. So
Well, thanks,
Nice
I'll pass
job.
that along.
that's all I have.
Thank you, Wendy. Sandra?
Yeah, I think I'm just excited to see the Oswald Park design and excited to keep seeing the progress going. I know there's a lot going on and it's an exciting time. So that's my comment.
Thank you. Okay.
You jump back onto mute.
How does that keep happening? All right, so thank you everyone for your comments. I definitely agree with you, Sandra. We're kind of going through a big chaotic few months, but in the long run, downtown and parks are going to be something that we can be very proud of. Next meeting, July 26th. Mr. Mallory, we don't have any other conflicts, so that meeting will be at 7.
Yes,
Okay. So July 26th at 7. Very quickly, any updates? Are we still Zoom meetings, or is there potential to move that up where we will be meeting in person?
the council sets the dictates that they voted unanimously to hold off till September. There'll be no governmental meetings in person until the council approves it, and there will not be any until September.
Okay. Then it is 5:57. I'd like to adjourn the meeting for Parks and Recs for June 28th. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.